Hey guys, this is Nikki and welcome back to another video. As you know, today I'm going to talk about a haunted school. Well, I thought that most of us, I don't say all of us, but most of us hate school. Really. And including me. I think I hate school because of its exam, but I really like learning things, but not the exams. And mostly I cheat in exams. No, I was just kidding. They don't let us cheat because they're always watching us. So we cannot cheat in any ways. And yesterday was Halloween, so I thought maybe I can make a spooky content. And 1 month ago I talked about the most scariest sea species in the world, and if you want I have linked it down below in the description. And so today it's the episode 2 of Scary Things. The school that I'm talking about today is called Hamburg College, and well, the really most terrifying thing about this college is it used to be an asylum. And it wasn't a normal asylum, it was a really mad asylum. It was in 1800 and it was called Mimical Branch Asylum. Yes. And it was so bad. They asked their patients to actually work there, and they said it was kind of a therapy, and that is not cool. For example, they told them to plant trees, to do the things that the nurses had to do, but they had to do these things. And the most terrifying thing, they had to carry dead patients' dead bodies to the cemetery, and that's so terrifying. The coffins and everything. And yes. Well, underneath this asylum was a tunnel that they said that they nurses and the doctors could carry things sooner because this asylum had too much buildings. It was so big, so if you wanted to walk from a building to another, it would take an hour. Seriously. So because of that, they made a tunnel, and still this tunnel is in the school, in this college, but only staffs use this. And actually these patients, when they got pregnant and had a baby, the most terrifying thing that happened to them, the doctors killed them. Yes, it's a true story. I found it in Google. And they killed them, and because they didn't have a name on their stones, they would write numbers, for example 1, 2, 3. And still now there are 36 graves, and people put flowers on their gravestones. Oh my god. But that is so bad because the children they don't decide to be born in that asylum, but they have to be killed, and that is not really good. And there's a powerhouse nearby the asylum that they would burn some of the dead bodies, and because of that there's a steam coming out of the powerhouse. And again, that is so illegal, I think. And they said that they did therapies too much on their patients. And yes, as I told you, they gave them works to do that the nurses and doctors had to do, but they said that this is a kind of therapy, but it wasn't. And in 1979 the asylum got closed, I guess because of it's illegal things that they did in it, I don't know, but it said that it got closed. And later, 99 years later, the Hamburg College, Mr. Hamburg opened the college. And yes, still the dead bodies and everything are here. And some people said that they have seen the past spirits that were the patients and the doctors and the nurses who worked in the asylum in the tunnel and in the underground tunnel. And the workers said that he saw a nurse in the tunnel. Actually he was working in the tunnel, just working on the runaway apartment, trying to make it work. And then he saw a woman that was wearing a white dress, kind of like nurses, walk past him like with no expression. And and as I told you, only staffs are allowed in the underground tunnel. So he called her, but she just disappeared. So he thought maybe she had just ran because she was scared. And so he looked for the lady, and he found her looking to the wall, staring to the wall. And then she looked at him and she didn't have a face. Yes. And there's another story. There was and I forgot to tell you something. There was a nurse who had a connection with one of the patients, and they killed them as their punishments. And I don't know what would I do in that asylum. The doctors and the nurses who worked in that asylum were crazy. Actually, really, I don't know. Asylums now why do these things too? I hope not. And actually they killed the patient, but the nurse hung herself. And some people say that she haunts the tunnel. And these are the stories. And a security guard at night worked there. And when he was walking by the buildings, I told you there were very much buildings there. And I told you if one of the workers wanted to go from a building to another one, it would take 1 hour. So he was walking by the buildings and he was alone. Other workers, other security guards were somewhere far away. Actually not far away, but some other buildings away. And then he saw that a woman that was wearing a nurse dress went to one of the buildings, and they weren't allowed. No one was allowed to go in the building. So he ran to the building, but he saw no one. When he was taking his flashlight everywhere with him, then he saw the garbage just fall on the floor, and that was really terrifying. After that, he called one of the security guards to go with him in the building so they could check if anyone's there, but they didn't find anyone. And when he was going out of the building, he heard someone whispering something, but he couldn't understand what was it. He looked back, but no one was there. And after that, he was so terrified. Because of that, he never got a shift at night in that college. And it's a story about a student who was sitting near the basement of the college, and a woman with no expression walked near her, and she had long brown hair and a white gown, and she just disappeared. And another student just heard and she was working in the school at night because she didn't do some of her homework, so she had to be there, and she heard someone humming, but no one was there, so this doesn't make any sense. And there's another story about a teacher in this college who was that her office is in the kitchen. Actually not, No, her office isn't in the kitchen. Her office is in the, I don't know how to explain this. Her office is somewhere that the kitchen used to be in the asylum, okay? And sometimes she heard knives cutting some things that I hope that wasn't dead bodies. But she didn't know, she didn't have any knives, she didn't have any tomatoes, cucumbers, or anything in her office, but maybe the old cook of the asylum wanted to make her some really good dish. And there's another story about, actually there's not a story, but some people said that a girl will walk right beside you with no expression again. All of them don't have any expressions. And she just looks like you. For example, if I'm in the college and I'm walking somewhere, someone will walk just near me with no expression again, and that just looks like me, with my hair, with my eyes, with my mouth, with my voice, with my clothes and everything. Even if you are walking there, you will see the same person as you, but you don't know who she really is. And these are the stories. They're really creepy. I really love creepy stories, but this one was so I never want to stay in a school for more than 4 o'clock. Yes, because that time I guess the spirits will come after me. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And guys, these I'm not sure that these are true or not, but I just read you the things that were in Google. And guys, yes, give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, share it with your family and friends, subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!